हरि ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गायै नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरम् भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We'll begin with the Shanti mantra. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्ट्वागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। We shall chant from the 12th mantra. मासो वै प्रजापतिः तस्य कृष्णपक्ष एव रैः शुक्लप्राणः तस्माद् एतर्षयः शुक्ल इष्टं कुर्वन्ति इतरस्मिन् अहोरात्रो वै प्रजापतिः tasya ahareva pranaha ratrirev raihi pranam va ete praskandante ye divaratya prayujyante brahmacharyameva tadyat ratro ratya sangyujyante अन्नं वै प्रजापतिः ततो ह वै तद् रेतः तस्मादिमा प्रजा प्रजायन्त इति. So the entire creation has come from Prajapati. Prajapati himself is born from Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is born from Ishvara. And Ishvara is Sakshat Brahma only. So here the teacher begins his answer from Prajapati. From Prajapati, Rai and Prana were created in the beginning, the couple. And from Rai and Prana, the entire creation happens. So Prana as the sun, Rai as the moon. Prana is the Bhokta, Rai is the Bhogya. Prana is the fire, Rai is the food. And the expression of Prana and Rai are there everywhere, in all space, in all directions, and in all time. So Prajapati alone expresses as time, as the year with Dakshinayana and Uttarayan, as the months with Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha, and as daytime, as day with daytime and nighttime. And Prajapati alone expresses as Anna, as food, because food is also born from Prajapati. So Annam vai Prajapatihi, tato havai tat retaha. So when we eat the Anna, it gets converted into, it gives nourishment to our mind, it gives nourishment to the body. And from this food only blood is made, and from the blood the semen, the seed, and the egg. And from this, then the beings are born. So when I look at myself, what is my origin? What am I made up of? I am made up of matter and energy. So there is matter, which is my body, and there is some energy which is activating this body. Not only activating the body, but activating the senses, the mind, the intellect. The senses have the ability to perceive. The mind has got the ability to think. Buddhi has got the ability to understand. Chitta has got the ability to remember. So all this happens because of the power of prana. So I am made up of Rai and prana. But who am I? I am that Prajapati only. Because Prajapati alone is expressing as Rai and prana. So I have to recognize myself as Prajapati. who is present not only in this body, but he is present in all the bodies, who alone is playing the role of Bhokta as well as Bhogya, who is both the seer and the seen, who is both the knower and the known. And this we find being explained in Bhagavad Gita also. In the 13th chapter, Bhagavan tells Arjuna that idam shariram kaunteya kshetra mityavidhiyate. This body is called kshetra. And the one who knows this body, the knower, is kshetrajna. And then Bhagavan says that both kshetra and kshetrajna are myself only. So if you look at a concentric circles, there is one central point, a center, and around that center is a circle, let us say of 5 centimeter radius. Then around that same center there is another circle with 10 centimeter radius. Then one more circle with 15 centimeter radius. Another center with a circle with a 20 centimeter radius. So when you look at that circle with 20 centimeter radius, what is there inside that circle? Inside that circle is another circle of 15 centimeter radius. And what is there inside that circle? Another circle with 10 centimeter radius. Inside that, another circle with 5 centimeter radius. So all these circles are of different sizes. Their circumference are different. Their areas are different. But there is something common in all of them. And what is common? The central point is common. So if you look at that outermost circle of 20 centimeters, what is the Atma of that outermost circle? If we just go deeper, we will find that other circle. We say, oh, that is the Atma. But if you go still deeper, we will find another circle. We say, oh, that is the Atma. We go still deeper, we will find another circle. And if we keep going, finally we reach that central point. That point is not a circle. That point doesn't have any dimension. But that point is the one which is the very support of all these circles. If you have understood this example, then we, all of us, are like the outermost circle. So when we dive deeper into ourselves to find what is there inside me, then I find that inside me is Prajapati, who is the self of all the beings, from whom all the beings have come. I am this body and this personality is part of the totality. And my inner being is that Prajapati. I am that Prajapati. But if you dive deeper into Prajapati, then you find that Prajapati's Atma is Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha. Because Prajapati has also come from Hiranyagarbha. And if you dive still deeper, you find that Hiranyagarbha's Atma is Ishvara. having that Shakti of Maya, having that power to create all these circles. But if you go deeper, what is the essence of Ishvara? What is the Atma of Ishvara? Then that Brahma, a point. And in that point, there are no circles. There are no radii. There are no circumferences. There are no areas. Just a point. So, the Upanishad is trying to lead us from the outermost circle to the central point, but in slow and steady stages. So, first, the Upanishad says you just understand yourself as Prajapati. Bas, utna kaam kar do pehle. Then we will see again. We have now just started listening to the answer to the first question. But as we go deeper and deeper into the other questions, it will lead us to the central point, which is Brahma, to make us understand that Aham Brahmasmi, I am that Brahma. So, therefore, this very beautiful structure is there of teaching method. So, from Prajapati, the Rai and Prana were created. From Rai and Prana, everything is born. Time is also Rai and Prana. Anna is also Rai and Prana, food. And the blood is also Rai and Prana, and semen is also Rai and Prana. And the child who is born is also Rai and Prana, who is nothing but that Prajapati only. So Prajapati alone is born. So I am Prajapati, born from my father who is Prajapati, my mother who is Prajapati. The food which is eaten is Prajapati. So annam vai Prajapatihi tato havai tad retaha tasmad ima praja prajayanta iti. So how from food we are born? In the next mantra, 15th mantra, the teacher says, Tad ye havai tad prajapati vratam charanti te mithunam utpadayante teshan eva esha brahmalokaha yeshan tapo brahmacharyam eshu satyam pratishtitam. The teacher says, Ki tad ye havai tat prajapati vratam charanti. One who follows the Prajapati Vrata. And what is Prajapati Vrata? The proper discipline of Brahmacharya. Proper discipline of, this is for a Grahastha, proper discipline of physical relationship at the proper time of the month. See, the woman also follows the cycle of the moon. The different phases of the moon are there. The moon not only affects the earth and the water bodies and all, but moon affects our mind and moon affects our body. So the body also undergoes this cycle. Not only man but woman also. In the man it is not seen or realized very vividly, but a woman one can notice. So that monthly cycles are there. And there are certain periods which are considered not are meant for total physical rest for the woman, and some periods are there where she can be active. So, understanding all these physical limitations and the cycles and all, one who follows proper discipline of physical relationship, the husband and wife, when they follow proper discipline and indulge in physical relationship to have children at night. So that is the Prajapati Vratam briefly, which is mentioned here. So tad ye havai tad Prajapati Vratam charanti. So those who observe this Prajapati Vrata, then what happens? We get the blessings of Prajapati. Prajapati's power, Prajapati's force is there in all of us because our essence is that Prajapati. So such a parents who follow this Prajapati Vrata, for them a child, a couple is born. Charanti te mithunam utpadayanti. They give birth to again Rai and Prana. Means they give birth to a boy and a girl. Shankaracharya directs कि तत्र एवं सति ये गृहस्थाः, those householders, हवै इति प्रसिद्ध स्मरणार्थं निपातौ तत् प्रजापतेर्व्रतं व्रतं ऋतौ भार्यागमनं चरन्ति. When they have this physical relationship, the husband and wife at proper time, tesham drishta phalam idam, they get this result. And what is the result? They mithunam putram duhitaram cha utpadayante. They give birth to mithunam at proper period and time. Boy and a girl is born to them. So, adrushtancha phalam ishta purta dattakarinam tesham eva esha yaschandramaso brahmaloka. So, couple means a boy and a girl is born. In tesham eva esha brahmaloka. Thus, when the householders follow this proper brahmacharya vrata or prajapati vrata and other disciplines of a grihastha ashram, then and lead their life following the proper dharma of grihastha, performing their duties, nitya, naimitya karmas and all, then tesham eva esha brahmaloka, then they attain brahmaloka. Here brahmaloka is Swargaloka. In this mantra, the term Brahmalok is refers to Swargaloka, because that real Brahmalok will be mentioned in the next mantra as Virajo Brahmaloka. So here the Brahmalok means the Swargaloka. So after that they go to Swargaloka. Those who follow this Prajapati Vrata, and that is called Brahmacharya only. Following Prajapati Vrata is like observing Brahmacharya for Grihastha, and Tapas, austerity, physical, at the level of speech, at the level of mind, to follow the Tapas, to control their senses, etc., is the tapas. So when they follow the niyam of tapas, brahmacharya, and Yesu satyam pratishtitam, and also observes values like satyam, truthfulness. Yeshu cha satyam anvrita varjanam. Shankaracharya says satyam means avoid or don't use any false words, falsehood, to remove falsehood. So anvrita varjanam. Pratishtitam avyabhicharitaya vartate nityam eva. So one who follows this niyam properly, leading a proper householder's life, fulfilling all their duties, and having children following the Prajapati Vrata, then such couple, they after death, they reach Swargaloka. They go on the path of the moon and reach Swargaloka. So these are the two main paths. One is that which leads to Swargaloka, but after going to Swargaloka and after having a good time there, experiencing the pleasures of Swargaloka as a result of our punya karma, they are born again in this world. But there are those who gain vairagya. They might gain vairagya in the brahmacharya avastha, or they might gain vairagya while in grahasthashram, or they might gain vairagya in vanprasthashram. So such people, when they do special upasana and gain proper knowledge, they attain the highest world, that is Brahmaloka. And that is being said now in the next mantra. Tesham aso virajo brahmalokaha na eshu jimham andrutam na maya cheti. So the teacher says, कि तेषाम असो विरजो ब्रह्मलोकः. To them is this virajaha brahmaloka, this pure, clean Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka is the loka of Brahmaji, the world of Hiranyagarbha. See, just as we had this world, there is a higher and subtler world like Swarga, and the highest world and most subtle world is Brahmaloka. See, this we understand from our Shastra, from our scriptures. See, when a person is sleeping and is dreaming, suppose sometimes people sleep in the class also while listening to pravachan. So suppose you are listening to pravachan and then you fall asleep. And the pravachan is happening on the Ramayana, but you dream of some war, you dream of Mahabharata, that war is happening around and you are fighting with sword in your hand, riding a horse. So Ramayana pravachan is happening. People are singing the bhajan of Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. And you are sleeping and fighting a war on a horseback. Now the interesting part is, none of us know that you are fighting. We can't see you. We can't see the horse. We can't see the battleground. We can't see your valor and courage as you fight the enemies. Nothing can be seen by us. So we might say it is all false. Kya hai, jhoot hai. But when you wake up, you describe the whole thing very vividly because it is your experience. You have experienced it. You cannot deny that experience. Though in the waking you cannot you cannot find that horse, but you cannot deny the experience. Similarly, the Swargaloka, the Naraklok are experienced. The loka means lokyate iti lokaha. They are the fields of experience. You cannot deny the experience. Once we die, depending on our karma, we go into different phases of experience. So when we have done good karma, we have a good experience of that Swargaloka. If we have done Papa karma, we experience Narakaloka. So they are there. Being on earth, we cannot see that loka. We have to die to see that loka. But we cannot deny the existence of those lokas. So when a person who follows proper discipline of performing his kartavya karma, acquiring punya and all, such a person goes to Swargaloka and then comes back. If a person has followed the path of adharma and acquired a lot of papa, then he goes to Narakaloka and comes back. But if the papa and punya are more or less balanced, then it is born again immediately without going to any loka. Or sometimes one is born immediately in some lower yonis, like becomes a bird or animal or a tree or an insect. Or one may die to go and become some being of the higher lokas. Can become a devata also. So all this depends on our karma. So here the highest loka is Brahmaloka. Because in Brahmaloka, one can go Brahmaloka when we focus our attention on knowledge. When we focus our attention and effort on karma, then we go to Swargaloka or Narakaloka and come back. But more focus on knowledge, then we reach Brahmaloka. In Kathopanishad also we have seen Yamrajya telling Nachiketa that our next life depends on yatha karma, yatha shrutam, depending on our karma and depending on our knowledge, our convictions. And this we can see, it is not a rocket science, we can understand this also. Like suppose you go out of your house, yeah, where you will reach depends on your decision, your understanding, what you have decided. Just by looking at you going out of the house, one cannot predict. But if one goes into your mind, then one can tell this fellow is going for a meeting, this person is going to have some food somewhere in a restaurant, this person is going for a movie, this person is going for a dharana. Hmm. So our mind takes us to appropriate places. Similarly, after death also our mind takes us to appropriate places, depending on the samskars in the mind. So Tesham aso virajo Brahmaloka. So who reaches Brahmaloka, the highest, the most pure, clean? Eshu na eshu jinham, one who doesn't have any deceit in them, whose mind is pure, free from raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, following the values of satya, ahimsa, satyam, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. Beautiful values are there, free from deceit. Na andrutam, in whom there is no falsehood, there is no lies. In Mundaka Upanishad also we have seen the path to the ultimate Satya is also, the path is also Satya only. Satyena pantha. When we follow the path of Satya in our speech, in our thinking, in our feeling, in our interaction, and following this path, we reach the ultimate Satya. Satyasya Satya, we reach that Brahma. So one who doesn't have any deceit, one who doesn't have any falsehood in them. And na maya. Here the term maya is used to indicate there is no kapat, means no deceit or no hypocrisy. Shankaracharya writes, Maya nama bahihi anyatha atmanam prakashya anyatha eva karyam karoti sa maya mithyachara rupa. Shankaracharya says, Maya means outwardly showing something else, that I am such a pure, nice person, absolutely free from all corruption, truthful, loyal, but inside full of corruption, full of negativities, full of impurities, and actions also like that only, full of corruption. So Maya nama bahihi anyatha atmanam prakashyam, but outwardly they create a show, a facade of goodness. And anyatha eva karyam karoti, but the karya will be totally different only. Sa maya mithyachara rupa. So maya is mithyachara rupa, hypocrisy. So one who is free from this such maya, one who is free from falsehood, one who is free from deceit, and one who follows the upasana of that Brahmaji or Prajapati, when we meditate on Prajapati or on Hiranyagarbha Upasana. What is Hiranyagarbha Upasana? Is to identify with Hiranyagarbha. See, when we do puja, yeah, we have a pratima of Bhagwan in front of us and we do the puja. We don't identify with the pratima. I remain different, that pratima is different, and I offer my services, my seva, dhyana, avahan, asan, padhyam, argyam, snanam, vastram, chandanam, kumkum, akshatam, धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती नमस्कार प्रदक्षिणा नमस्कार. All this we do seva, remaining as though separate from Bhagwan, whom we have invoked in that pratima. That is pratika upasana, it is called. But Hiranyagarbha upasana or Prajapati upasana or Vaishvanara upasana is different. In these upasanas, we have to identify with Prajapati, with Hiranyagarbha. It is not something to do, but with your mind, with your intellect, we have to identify ourselves because our essence is that Prajapati only. Again, remember the example of this concentric circle. So from the outermost circle, we have to jump inside to the inner circle and keep on going into the inner circle. So one of the innermost circle before attaining Brahma is the circle of Brahmaji, Hiranyagarbha, the Brahmaloka. And once we reach Brahmaloka, then we will be guided directly by Hiranyagarbha and we can attain enlightenment directly. So we don't have to take birth again in this samsara. So it's also called Krama Mukti. Mukti in stages. So that is being indicated here. कि तेषाम् असो विरजो ब्रह्मलोको न एषु जिह्मम् अनृतं न माया च इति. So thus concludes the answer to the first question. You have to remember the question and you have to remember the answer also. The details are there, but one should remember the essence of it. So what was the question? The question was, Bhagavan kuto hava ima praja prajayanta iti. So Kabandhi Katyayana had asked this question, from where all these beings have come. And the teacher, he replied that all of them have come from Prajapati. He said Prajapati is there. He starts from Prajapati. He doesn't start the answer from Brahma, but he starts the answer from Prajapati. See, just as when we inquire, when we ask someone for some recipe, अरे ये कैसे बनाते हो आप? Please teach me how to make this dish. How to make this aloo tikki Oh, I will tell you. You just take some aloo and boil them. Now, and then he teaches the details. But he started his teaching from you take some aloo. Now there might be some person who might not know what is aloo and where aloo and all. So for such person, then you have to go still some step behind. Says first you go to the market and buy those alus. Similarly, here the teacher gives the reply from Prajapati onwards. Because beyond Prajapati, the topic is little subtle, not easy to comprehend. And this person had asked this question at a very fundamental level. So the teacher replies from Prajapati, then the two Prana and Rai are born, who are expressing as the eater and the eaten, the bhokta and the bhogya. And then that Prajapati alone expresses as time, as the year, as the month, as a day, and as food. And from the food, the blood is and the semen, and the child is born. So from Prajapati, this child is born. And this child is of the nature of Prajapati only, with outer expression of Rai and Prana. So I am Prajapati, and externally I have this twofold expression. The matter is Rai, and the power force is Prana. If I focus on Rai and perform actions, then I reach Swargaloka. If I focus on Prana and understand and identify with the Prajapati, then I reach Brahmaloka. This is the answer to the first question. Okay. Now what? Now we will go to the next question. So we know that six seekers of Brahma Vidya had approached Rishi Pippalada seeking that knowledge, and Pippalada Rishi told them to stay in his ashram for a year following the discipline of tapas, brahmacharya and shraddha. And thereafter you can ask your respective questions, the questions which you have thought of, which you have contemplated, and then you have that question in your mind, that question you ask. So the second person to approach Prajapati and ask that question is Bhargavo Vaidarbhi. So let us go to the next question, the next chapter, the first mantra. Let us chant. Atha hainam bhargavo vaidarbhihi papracha bhagavan katteva devaha praja vidharayante katara etat prakashayante kah punaresham varishtha iti. Again. अथ हैनम भार्गवो वैदर्भिः पप्रच्छ भगवान् कत्तेव देवाः प्रजा विधारयन्ते कतर एतत् प्रकाशयन्ते कब पुनरेषां वरिष्ठ इति. So the other disciple seeker who approach the Pippala, the rishis, Bhargavo Vaidarbhi. Vaidarbhi means from Vidarbha Desha. He was from Vidarbha, that place, Vidarbha, and Bhargava from the from the lineage of Bhrigu Rishi. So he is called Bhargava, and from Vidarbha Desh. See, the very interesting thing is that all these seekers who had come, they were known by so many different, different names. In the sense, they didn't have only one name, but they were known from their ancestors, from the place from where they have come, from their father's name. So Sukesha cha Bharadwajaha, Shaibhyascha Satyakamaha, Sauryayanisha Gargyaha, Kausalyascha Ashvalayano, Bhargavo Vaidarbhihi, Kabandhi Katyayanaha. But Rishi Pippalada was known only by his name, single name, Pippalada Rishi. उनके पिताजी का नाम, उनके दादाजी का नाम, कहाँ से आ गए, कहाँ गए, ये वो, all these things not required. He was known by his own name. Full stop. He didn't require any other introduction, any other references. His name itself was complete. Rishi Pippalada, an enlightened person. But the students were known by the place from where they have come, their parents' name and all. So Atahainam Bhargavo Vaidarbhihi Papracha. Then Bhargavaha Vaidarbhihi, he approached the teacher and he asked his question. Bhagavan, again he is addressing the teacher as Bhagwan, because that should be our attitude towards our teacher, that he is Sakshat Bhagwan, Sakshat that Ishvara. We have come to gain knowledge of that Ishvara, knowledge of Brahma, who is really the very essence of everyone. See, even those students who come to gain knowledge, they also know that ultimately I am that Brahma. But they have not recognized it. They know that I am Brahma, my teacher is also Brahma, everyone is Brahma. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. So whether we have, even if we have not realized it, we have to keep that attitude in our mind towards our teacher, that he is Sakshat Brahma. With that attitude, when we approach a teacher, then we will gain this knowledge. Otherwise, difficult. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna then, when he saw Bhagwan, that Vishwarupa, then he started addressing Bhagwan as Sakshat, that Paramatma. He recognized him as Sakshat Brahma. So Bhagavan, he Bhagwan, कि कत्तेव देवा प्रजा विधारयन्ते. See, though he had himself contemplated and has come with this question, but this question is related to the previous question also. In the previous question, we came to know that all these beings are born from Prajapati. So I am born from Prajapati, means Prajapati alone is born as myself. But in myself, there is so many things are there: my body, my mind, my senses, pranas. The whole structure is there, made up of so many different items, as though. Hmm. So all creatures, they are broadly they are Prajapati and Rai and Prana, but so many different expressions are there within. So the question is asked, कि katteva deva praja vidharayante, that who are those devatas inside who are holding this whole personality together. Kati eva deva. So now he wants to understand and analyze this praja, this one person who is born. What is his contents? Who are the different? What are the different features present in this person? Who are the various devatas who are holding this person together? So Bhagavan Katteva Deva Praja Vidharayanti. See, just like we have a huge company is there, producing, let us say, some item. Producing some, let us say, a cell phone. So you just know the name of that company. Apple or Samsung. So this phone has come from Apple. From Apple, the one we eat. No, the company. So when we hear that, we want to know what are the various beings who are keeping this company together. Who is the CEO? Who are the other workers there? Office bearers? What are their roles? Who is the boss? Who is just a temporary feature? Similarly, when we say I, the Praja, I am a big company only. Each one of you, each one of us, we are like a huge company with, with various workers who are working in. Even if I have to walk from here to there, so many workers are involved in this. When I speak, so many workers are involved. It's very interesting. So the student wants to know who are all the devatas who are holding this person together. Bhagavan, Katteva Praja Vidharayante, and Katara Etat Prakashayante, and who is the one who is illuminating, giving that power? Who is the one who is illuminating this personality? And Kaha Punar Esham Varishtha iti, and who is the senior most among all of them? Many people together are working within this personality, Who among them is the senior most, the boss? That you please tell me. I hope you understood the question. Again, we will go through this question and then we will see how the teacher replies. This we will do in our class on Monday, the 15th. Till then, you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana, listen to the pravachan again, contemplate, understand. If you don't understand, you think about it. Even after thinking, contemplating, you don't understand, you may ask. Proactively, you try to study and understand. Okay? See you on Monday. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Bole Siya Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.